They'll be calling you a radical. I should have did this video a long time ago and addressed this. Why are there no mosquitoes? And I'm not kidding. California, especially Utah, right here. I mean, we're in the marsh, Ogden, Utah. I live out there. I'm telling you, I grew up on the edge of the lake out there. We're talking mosquitoes everywhere. There's no mosquitoes. None. And no flies. Hasn't been for the last 3 years. 4 maybe. Going on. It's bizarro. Now, let me explain and talk about this. As the Fukushima denial, the Fukushima cover-up in earnest. So, what's the first thing? And you can go right to the World Health Organization's website. When I was over there protesting, and their idea was they were going to radiate male mosquitoes to get rid of mosquitoes. And their data really gets into it, in depth, of how low-level radiation, so they say, but different types of what I call plutonium, which is a type of radiation that they have enhanced, thus nuclear waste. So they have proven that this enhanced, colliding together, different forms of nuclear waste, MOX fuel waste, different waste that has evolved from nuclear reactors, nuclear fallout, they proved makes mosquitoes sterile. It kills the fertility. It first in mosquitoes. In insects, this is a different brand. I like how you guys, oh, we're not graded for tests for, yes we are. I mean, you can read the RadNet dishes, the government RadNet dishes, they're off the hook. They're out every day. You can read them. There's no I mean, this is what kills me about science, about this whole Fukushima denial. This whole, you know, lunacy place. Fukushima denial is a mental illness. You're trying to tell me that multiple meltdowns for 2,700 days today. 2,700 days. You're trying to tell me that there's no byproduct from that. You could just push this incredible, never happened in the history of mankind energy into the Pacific Ocean for 27, there's no byproduct for that. That is the definition of insanity. Of course there's a the tide pools are dead. Hello, post Fukushima, they're dead. The salmon have collapsed post Fukushima. Hello, this is empirical data, it's unarguable. There are no mosquitoes in the Rogue Valley, as Tim Martin showed you yesterday so perfectly. There are none here. I mean, we're talking 99% collapse in them. Mosquitoes, bugs, what eats mosquitoes? Bats, we have lots of bats out by. You should see it. I mean, I only have a few at dusk. We'll get bats right here usually, right now, you usually start to see them. Not anymore. Fish eat mosquitoes, flies on the water. I mean, we broke the chain. That's why, I mean, there's so much empirical data out there post-Fukushima. Again, the collapse in the insect world. The collapse in the the starfish, it's just wasting disease. What about the sea anemones? What about the sea urchins? What about the, lobsters? What about the octopus? They're all dead. They're gone. I'm telling you. I've been up and down every inch of the coast. I mean, you guys, I like all the armchairs out there that try to naysay me. What, from your basement? I walked the entire coast of California. A lot of it multiple times. I've well documented it. My videos, it doesn't give a shit about the political spin and what people think of. It really doesn't matter. It's empirical data. First, you hypothesize the knowledge. I stood right there. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you leukemia. They're going to lie. They're going to lie. They're going to lie. I stood right there 7 years ago, 2,700 days ago. They're going to lie. These are full blown out meltdowns. They're going to lie. They're going to lie. They're going to lie. It's going to let off a gas and energy. We're going to push it in the Pacific. I named it the Great Pacific Genocide. It's going to genocide the Pacific Ocean. Genocide is the word I use. I never said it would kill it all the way. I've always used the word genocide. Oh, did they? Tide pools are dead. My data proves it, post-Fukushima. Salmon have collapsed. Record returns, in acute fashion. Mosquitoes are gone. But, I mean, this is the greatest ecological collapse. Great Salt Lake's all but empty. I mean, this is an ecocide from hell. Cancer rates have spiked. The CDC themselves says 2012 longevity started headed the other way. We're mystified, we're puzzled, we're baffled, we're stumped, we're perplexed. I'm not. I predicted every single bit of this. Because I'm logical to understand that logical enough to understand that this is never happened before. Mox fuel, I know what Mox fuel is. I know what number 3 was all about long before it ever blew. I knew the Mox fuel fairy tale. We'd been shipping waste and the experimentation that was going on at Fukushima, Japan. I did lecture after lecture. Where's it going to happen? Kevin, you keep saying it. Diablo Canyon, Santa Barbara, Fukushima, Japan. I said it for years. I knew the experimentation that was going on over there. I knew what kind of Mox, and when I saw that earthquake, I know the Mach 1 and Mach 2 can only handle up about a 7.5 in the core, because GE right here, the University of General Electric, they cheated. I knew they cheated. I mean, did I think they would go in cover-up mode? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I knew who John Holderman was. I knew who propped Obama up. I know who Trump is. I knew who all these political theaters. I know where this freaking, I know how this society, look, the United States right now makes up less than 4% of the world's population. We're consuming 40%. Always been this way. No, this is a gluttonous freaking obey. Rush Hour 9876 fairy tale. Cinderella, you're going to marry a prince. You're going to be the next King James. You keep playing with that basketball, you're going to win the lottery. You're going to be the next American Voice. You're going to be American Idol. Fairy tale 1%, 1 in a billion freaking fairy tale America. It's a me, selfish, I mean, it's a perfect storm. This is the greatest ecocide in human history, bar none. The Great Pacific Genocide. Tide pools are dead. I stood right there. It says, they're lying. You believe me? Pat Tillman fought off 9 million Al-Qaeda. George Bush won. Saddam Hussein has weapons, mass assault. It's just one lie after another. The perpetual lie, 2000 to present. It's a perfect storm. American populace that won't hold them accountability. To go ahead and, think about it. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you I got leukemia. Given 2 months to live, you're able. What a compelling story. Walked the entire coast with platelet counts of 38 dying. Nobody believed me. Tide pools are dead. Salmon ain't good class. You're going to look like a fool. So who looks like the fool? Well, I branded myself in history, and so the fuck did you. Academia professors, science, all of them. What a catastrophe. There's no bugs. I'm telling you, right here, at dusk right now, there should be so many bugs and mosquitoes and insects all over, just a buzz. Dragonflies everywhere, bats diving all over. We have a lot of bats here. There ain't shit. I live out there. Anybody that grew up in West Weber out there where I live, I talk to them about mosquitoes. They're like kangaroos out there. They're gone. Even my one relative, he's one of the biggest in his own fairy tale world, says, "What happened to the mosquitoes, man?" I says, "I've been trying to tell you." He says, "There aren't any." He's just recently moved back out there. Like I told you. We get, zillions of flies. We got a corporate welfare dairy farmer there with the waste. There ain't no flies. It's sterile. You can't even smell the marsh anymore. You get by the number one thing with me in California, you can't even smell the ocean anymore. It's sterile. That's what they did. Was that the plan? Well, John Holderman was a eugenicist. Trump, same region. I don't know, man. But to deny the empirical evidence, number one, the tide pools are dead. They're dead. Number two, the salmon have collapsed. Record escapement, even they're admitting now that it's what they call the pasture. It becomes as natural as occupying a bird refuge. Because they're a bunch of lazy derelicts. They don't do any field work. Any great PhD, you hypothesize the knowledge. I stood right here this way. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to they're going to lie. It's going to genocide. It's going to create a gas, which I call plutonium. They're going to push in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to kill the ocean. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the United States. You can put I got videos of the spiral jetty when the lake's at the perfect level. 2012, right there at normal level. Oh, yeah, it's gone now. It's the lowest in million. It's a catastrophe. I called it all to a T. But you hypothesize the knowledge, right? Then you have to do at least 4 years. I did 7 years of field work, 2,700 days of it. Right down to, I was given 2 months to live. And you think about the day I was due to speak in Zuccotti. Right? Stomach ache. It's a type of cancer that's unsurvivable. I have AML de novo. I did. Open heart surgery last year. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, I mean, whoa, whoa. Then you defend your work. Well, I've done all that. I've proved the knowledge. It's the greatest PhD in human history, bar none. And the deniers and the ignorant and whatever, and they're just fools. And the sad thing is they air their ignorance in public. You can't deny this work. I mean, the Great Pacific Jazz happened. I mean, it's unarguable now. Now you got to come back at me and say, well, oh, okay, you're right. Tide pools are dead. It did all acutely collapse. Salmon did collapse. You know, mosquitoes and insects have acutely collapsed. This whole ecosite is acute, and it's been acute. It's not long till it's been going off. No, 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 no. 2010, we had healthy tide pools. I've proved it. We had record returns in 2015. The Chinook salmon, they go to sea for 5 years. This is an acute collapse. So something, obviously, an outliner we call those in the scientific world, in the statistician world, it blew up out of the mean. ODFW, WW, Noah's mean just blew it all to hell. They're like, what happened? What happened? How come our models missed so far? There's some kind of outliner deviated from the mean by billions of times. So what's the outliner? Something acute, obvious had to happen. Something happened in 2011, let's figure that one out. Let's think about that. Did a meteor hit the Earth? Oh no, bringing star power to Earth. You don't even know what it is, which I call Fukushima, the greatest energy release in the history of humanity, bar none. I mean, Chernobyl was one partial meltdown for 87 days, which is entombed. These are multiple meltdowns, gone on for 2,700 days in an acute heart. They screwed up at first. They really fucked up. Obama and Holder and gang, they went along with the nuclear cartel and just went into cover-up mode. They lost the handle on it. Never had a handle on it. The insects are gone because of what I call Fukushima. You can laugh at that all you want. But now it's back on you to the scientific world. And this is the greatest freaking university and PhD in history. Right here, my university, this YouTube site, postgraduate program from hell. I mean, what a group of students I educated. Oh, do we have one educated, smart plutonium army out there? Come back at me now. Now it's on you. Prove me wrong, fucker. Because I already proved you derelicts wrong. It's on you. Greatest PhD in human history, bar none. Stood right here, hypothesized every word for word. For Kevin, I walked through the valley of shadow. I reached into the bag and I slung the stone. Son of Cassandra, Kevin D. Blanche. Greatest PhD in human history. Bar none. Sadly, I was right every single word. Stay in tune.